that the united opposition has settled on Kalonzo Musyoka as a flag bearer. Perhaps what is being negotiated is a running mate. And the presence of Natembeya seems to signal again that he is the preferred running mate. Now, my thinking is, it would appear to me if you have Rigathi Gachagua supporting Kalonzo Musyoka and Natembeya deputizing Kalonzo Musyoka, perhaps with a position reserved for Rigathi Gachagua as the prime minister. And please don't mention this nonsense of impeachment, because by the time they are appointing a prime minister, they are in power. So that will not be an issue. When you have those three gentlemen, I don't think they are beatable. I think is what we used to call game shot. You can't beat them. Because you have the populace mounted, you have the second most populous community, the Western region. We have lost our loved Raila, the man we loved so much, the man who's done so much for this country. I know people have ended the mourning. For those of us who are a bit close to him, we are still in mourning. I personally have declared my own 40 days of mourning, after which I intend to go to Bondo with people who are not quite able to feature in the functions, from Nyayo to Bondo. The really people who really believed in this country and still believe in this country. That will include people who struggle with Raila in the trenches, who are not recognized. We hope all of us will make it to Bondo, tentatively on 29th of this month. Now, having said that, I also want to request, because you may not know it, it's outsiders who know. We know this is a serious platform. I'm grateful to be part of this platform. I want to make a humble request that going forward, we start inviting presidential candidates to come and talk to us. Give them 5 minutes to give us their platform, and then accept a few questions from us, because like Benji Ndolo has said, what brings us together is the love we have for this country. So I hope this request, humble request, is considered by not just you and Benji, but by all who are members of this platform. Now, a lot has happened, like we have said. That includes the happenings in ODM. That I think we shall have time to discuss. It includes what you said, and I think I released a video yesterday on the current meeting, Kalonzo, Natembeya, and Gachagua. Let me just say a thing or two about that as way of introducing. But before I say that, we must all really condemn what's going on in Tanzania. First, that is a bad thing for us in East Africa, as Benji has correctly put it. We make the outside world think Africans, there's something wrong with us. But more importantly, Mama Samia Suluhu Hassan has made it very bad for women. You and I could say, it's one person. But that's not how the world works. When we give young people leadership in parliament and elsewhere, and they mess, we tell them you are messing for your generation. So when we want to promote women leadership in Africa and the world in general, and we have a lady like Samia doing what she's doing, and by the way, I don't think anybody would have beaten her. That's what I believe. So we must condemn that. Those of us who have whatever platforms we have, we must use them to condemn it in the strongest possible way. Now, to what happened in Karen, seemingly very innocent, 3 gentlemen having a cup of tea and posing for photographs and so on and so forth. But to me, as I did say in my video yesterday, it signals what seems to be happening in the opposition. I tend to think and believe that the united opposition has settled on Kalonzo Musyoka as a flag bearer. Perhaps what is being negotiated is a running mate. And the presence of Natembeya seems to signal again that he is the preferred running mate. Now, my thinking is, if we have, it would appear to me if you have Rigathi Gachagua supporting Kalonzo Musyoka and Natembeya deputizing Kalonzo Musyoka, perhaps with a position reserved for Rigathi Gachagua as the prime minister. And please don't mention this nonsense of impeachment, because by the time they are appointing a prime minister, they are in power. So that will not be an issue. And even before then, I've never thought that would be an issue anyway. So when you have those three gentlemen, I don't think they are beatable. I think is what we used to call game shot. You can't beat them. Because you have the populace mounted, you have the second most populous community, the Western region. This is the Western, former Western province, the Luya Nation. And don't tell me this idea, they will not get within Natembeya and this Tawe movement. You are assured of an excess of 80% of the Luya Nation vote going to Kalonzo Musyoka. And the Kamba bring their 2.5, 3 million. I think there's no election in 2027. Thank you very much.
There's no election in 2027. Okay, that's Herman Manyora. I think also just to remind you, Martha Karua was here last weekend. So we started on that beat and we're trying to invite the presidential candidates so that they may get a sporting chance of people also interrogating with them. But thank you so much for hanging on. We'll still latch on that particular issue that is still developing. But if I may still ask you, there was the question of Natembeya really biding his time as well to maybe warm up to the idea of being the running mate, because from his own perspective, he has a good sporting chance of retaining his seat as a governor, other than maybe going and gambling on this particular ticket of the united opposition. So do you think this is what they're trying to prevail upon him and having this particular meeting? Briefly?
Yes, and when history beckons, my friend, when the call comes, you take it up. I know he will need to go back as governor because that is assured. You can't beat him. It's just like Makali Mulu. But also, he will need to, it will give him time to mature a little more. It will give him time to accumulate resources in the Kenyan way, whether it is rightfully or wrongly. So there's all the benefit in not plunging. Again, it is the unknown. But once now it is clear Kalonzo is being supported by Gachagua, I don't think he will hesitate. I haven't talked to him about it, but I'm sure if I were him, I would not hesitate because this is a winning team. I mean, being a governor in some remote part of this country called Tanzania and being running mate in an arrangement where Kalonzo must go for only one term, I don't think if I were Natembeya, I would think twice. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Let me invite Dr. Makali